The 2023 holidays have come and gone, and it's safe to assume many of you received a sparkling new PS5 as a gift. This is because during peak COVID, it was hard to get your hands on one of these consoles due to a chip shortage. Things have leveled out since, but back then, the lack of inventory led to major frustration, seeing as PS5 scalpers were charging.
It's over 9,000!
Fast forward a couple years, and many of you woke up to a brand new PS5 under the Christmas tree like, Now you might be wondering, wait, TBH, how do you know all this? It's because my analytics told on you. See, according to my data, a large portion of my audience recently searched on YouTube for topics such as the best PS5 games or the most popular PS5 games. So I'm here to say to you, your search stops today because I now present to you the best PS5 games so far and the best upcoming PS5 games for 2024. You heard the title. If you're looking for something else to play besides the latest Call of Duty or NBA 2K, then I put together a list of what I think are the best PS5 exclusives to date. Upon completing that, I will also share what I think are the best looking PS5 exclusives coming in 2024, so make sure to stick around to the end of the video. Before Spider-Man stole the hearts of every Sony pony on Earth 1, 2, and 3, there was Ratchet and Clank, an action platformer series that dates back to the PS2 era and put Insomniac games on the map. These days, Ratchet isn't their focus, but Insomniac did manage to bless fans with one new one around the time of the launch of the PS5. We're now in year 4 of the PS5's life cycle, and I still believe this is one of the better games the platform has produced. The story is funny and charming, a new female protagonist is introduced, and the action/platforming is tighter than ever. But the coolest thing about this game is its use of the PS5's M.2 SSD. Throughout your adventure, you are transported to various dimensions instantly, and it's a marvel to witness such vibrant and fun level design presented in such a manner. The arsenal of weapons Ratchet gets this time around is awesome too, and all in all, if you're in the market for a fun single-player adventure, Rift Apart is something you should consider. Also, just in case you don't own a PS5, but for some reason you're still watching this video, know Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart is also available on PC via Steam. Elden Ring took the world by storm in 2022 when it was released to the wild. Most know Elden Ring is the latest Souls-like game from the creators of Dark Souls, but a lot of people are not aware of the game that started it all. Dark Souls is just a follow-up to From Software's original Souls-like game called Demon Souls. The issue with Demon Souls, though, is that some of the game's mechanics didn't age well, seeing as it was released in 2009 for the PS3. So From Software decided to give it the remake treatment to bring the OG into modern times. With this remake, you can expect better visuals, performance, and little quality of life changes. If you like challenging single-player games such as Lies of P or Bloodborne, then why not try the game that gave birth to the entire genre? Just don't blame me if you break your controller. Now, before you dismiss Astro's Playroom, just hear me out. You're in search of a game to play on your PS5, and Astro's Playroom is currently sitting at a 9 out of 10 rating on Metacritic with the Sony community. This is because this is one of the few games that takes the full advantage of all the new capabilities of the PS5. People love this game due to its innovative use of the DualSense controller's haptic feedback and its adaptive triggers. The game's level design pays homage to the history of PlayStation, the platforming is tight, the puzzles were fun, and the game's visuals have a certain charm to it. And the best part of it all is that it's all totally free. All you gotta do is download it from the PlayStation Store. You're welcome. The next game I'm going to mention is admittedly an acquired taste. I played it, I was not a big fan, but I'm putting this list together because this list is for you and not me. Returnal is a roguelike third-person shooter with psychological horror aspects to it. People love this game because it's visually stunning, the 3D audio is immersive, and the gameplay is fast-paced and challenging. The best way I can describe this game is, imagine one of those 90s arcade bullet hell games like Raiden had a baby with a modern third-person shooter. This is one of those games where you're going to be under constant gunfire, and it's up to the player to dodge it all while fighting back. If you die, you have to restart at the beginning of whatever area you're in, and that's why personally I cannot get into roguelikes, but hey, if that's your thing, you might enjoy this game. At bare minimum, I will say this game looks and it plays great. I mean, mechanically it's fine. I can't do the roguelike stuff, but hey, maybe you can. And also, once again, if you're watching this video and you don't own a PS5 for some reason, hey listen, Returnal is also available on PC via Steam, so feel free to pick it up there too. If JRPGs are more your speed, know that currently Final Fantasy 16 is one of the biggest ones the PS5 has to offer at the time of this recording. Final Fantasy 16 took this series in a new direction thanks to Square bringing on Devil May Cry's director to handle the game. That means you should expect a more linear action-focused experience this time around, and depending on who you are, you may or may not like that. I'm in the camp of Final Fantasy 16 was one of the biggest disappointments of 2023. It's not a bad game, but I just couldn't stomach the 11 hours of cutscenes. The pacing for this game was terrible for me. For every 15 minutes of cutscenes, it felt like you'd get maybe 2 minutes of gameplay. That being said, the music is fire, the game is gorgeous, and there are some epic set pieces in this game. Some of the boss fights are just a pure spectacle to witness and play, and the story was decent too. I just wish this game was better paced. So, with that being said, if you like a game where you are doing more watching than playing, and it also features big fancy QTEs, then Final Fantasy 16 might be the game for you. Last but certainly not least, my recommendation for new PS5 owners is the reason I'm sure most of you wanted one in the first place: Marvel's Spider-Man 2. I'm not sure why you'd own a PS5, but not this game, but just in case you do need some convincing, I got you. The story's a fun ride, the new glide suit is a blast to use around the city, and the set pieces are top tier. Also, the use of the PS5's SSD is the best we've seen since the release of Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Despite not winning anything, there is a reason it was nominated for 7 awards at the 2023 Game Awards. The game is simple superhero fun, and who the hell doesn't want to be Spider-Man? If you haven't played it, my one knock on this game though is that it is a very safe sequel. If you played Spider-Man 1 and Miles Morales, don't expect to be blown away gameplay wise. Gameplay sees more of an evolution than a revolution, and as long as you're cool with that, I'm sure you're gonna have a great time with Insomniac's Spider-Man 2. Recently, I produced a video discussing what games I'm looking forward to in 2024, and just to save some time, know that some of the upcoming games I'm excited for in 2024 on the PS5 also appeared in that video, so I'm not going to go into great detail about what PS5 games I'm excited about this year. Instead, here's a quick rundown of what to look out for if PS5 is your platform of choice. First off, we got Rise of Ronin. This is the new samurai action Souls-like game from Team Ninja. That's the same team who produced bangers like Ninja Gaiden and Nioh. That game drops March 22nd, 2024. Second, look out for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This is part 2 to Final Fantasy VII Remake on the PS4, and seeing as they changed some of the story in part 1, I'm sure part 2 is going to have some major implications for the story. Honestly, if you're not interested in Final Fantasy 16 and haven't played Final Fantasy VII Remake, please play that before Rebirth drops February 29th, 2024. Part 1 is a classic. Third, look out for Helldivers 2. This is a new co-op shooter. Aliens are invading, and it's up to you and your friends to stop them. This game features strategic gameplay, a wide array of weapons, and it has dynamic environments. Apparently, the first game was a sleeper hit with a cult-like following, so don't be shocked if this game makes a little noise when it drops February 8th, 2024. Fourth, look out for Stellar Blade. This is the new action-adventure game that blends hack-and-slash combat with strategic elements. This game is gorgeous, it has big-titty anime bitches, and apparently it takes advantage of the DualSense's haptic feedback and adaptive triggers. Currently, at the moment, there is no definitive release date, but we do know it's going to drop sometime in 2024. And last, but certainly not least, look out for Foam Stars, baby! Foam Stars is a 4v4 online multiplayer game. It's essentially PlayStation Splatoon, but instead of cute little squid kids, Foam Stars has big titty anime chicks squirting all over the place. You can expect third-person action, strategic gameplay, and it'll be cross-platform between the PS5 and PS4. Recently, there was a beta, and from my research, the PlayStation community had a positive response to this game, so I guess keep an eye out for Foam Stars when it drops sometime in 2024. Now, if none of these games interest you and you want some more game recommendations from me, then feel free to click the card to the left, which is my video of the best upcoming games in 2024. The card to the right will take you to a video of me sharing my first impressions on rocket racing. Also, let me know in the comments, do y'all want to see a similar video like this, but about the Xbox's best upcoming games in 2024? Just let me know in the comments.